Good Saturday evening, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube, Garden State WX on Twitter, and Garden State Weather on Facebook. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith on this very chilly Saturday, the 22nd of January 2022. Mostly cloudy skies this evening here at the Weather Center in West Orange at 28 degrees. New Brunswick is the meteorology program here at Rutgers, 25. The wind is out of the southwest, gusting to about 2 miles an hour. So the air is a lot calmer today. Current temperatures are falling. They're at 17 in Peak West and Sussex, down to 15 in High Point, Sandyston, and High Point Monument. Warm spots are 29 at Seaside Heights and Linden, also Lower Alloways Creek, and 28 at Atlantic City Marina and Harvey Cedars on the coast. Other temperatures around the region falling off nicely now at High Point 15, Sandyston at 15, and elsewhere in the low to the mid 20s. 28 right now in LaGuardia, 25 in JFK. Let's see, Harrison's at 26, Jersey City 23, and Newark at 27. Minimum temperatures today, it was cold. -10 in Sandyston, -6 at High Point, -9 in Walpack. I think there was a record here in Mount Pocono today, this morning for low temperatures with radiational cooling and clear skies. Other low temperatures this morning basically in the single digits and low to mid teens. Maximums today, we did pretty good considering, all things considered. Temperatures with a lot of sunshine got into the low and mid 20s to the north and above freezing here in a few spots from central and southern New Jersey to the coast. In fact, today at Cape May Courthouse, it got up to 36, so that was nice. And a little chilly here at Oceanport at 30. And of course, other areas here like Parsippany got up to 29 today. So I think we'll just roll this through here, starting out early this morning with our area of low pressure here off of the coastline of southern New England here. A couple of vortexes working their way through, and then high pressure building in for the rest of the day. Low pressure here in Canada with another trailing shortwave and cold front, couple of vortexes with that. And then as we went through the day, there goes the storm out over the ocean. Plenty of ocean snow today over southern New England for the second or third day in a row. And still that frontal boundary stalled out along the Florida coast here, and high pressure building in. Here comes that next short wave. And well, things are going to get chilly around here, but the flow is out of the west today, so that's good. Here's our big cutoff low here, and a new storm coming in from off of the northwest coast here in the Pacific here. Let's take this off, mean sea level pressure, and that off. And let's get to composite radar. There's not a lot going on. There's a lot of snow up in this area here, and there was ocean snow today right off of the coast of southern New England, and that's been pulling away, but you can still see it even on the water vapor channel here. You can still see that swirl of ocean snow. And then warm air advection ahead of our next shortwave coming in. We have some rain here off the Florida coast on both sides of the Atlantic and the Gulf here this evening. Temperatures are pretty warm, down around 70 here in Key West. And then in the islands of Bahamas, it's in the Nassau was at 81, the Bahamas proper at 76, the Turks and Caicos Islands here about 78 to 80, Cayman Islands as well into the 70s. It's beautiful there. But we're stuck here in the chilly side of air temperatures, and we had some snow and ice reports today. We had some freezing rain near Charleston, South Carolina, also near Brunswick in North Carolina, also in Morehead City, and finally in Cedar Island, freezing rain this morning, about 1/10 of an inch. And we also had some interior snow, 3.8 inches in Cumberland, North Carolina. Richmond, North Carolina had about 3 inches of snow, and other areas are reporting about 4 inches of snow here in Four Oaks, in Johnston County, North Carolina, and also in Greenville, Virginia, 3 inches of snow. And outside of Boston here in Gloucester, we had 2 inches in Essex County in Massachusetts during today, and also a little bit of snow being reported here in Washington in Maine, the city of Eastport. Also across the upper Michigan here, we had snow reports here of about 5 inches or so. Look at these temperatures. This is really cold air. And it's only 6:08 in the evening, or 6:10 in the evening Eastern Daylight Time. And some snow here in the Denver area as well. Interior portions of Colorado here. Some snow in Phoenix this morning too. No, we're actually Prescott Valley in Arizona. They had about 1 inch of snow this morning too. And of course some wind, non-thunderstorm winds here across the Dakotas. Some snow in the North Dakotas as well. And some wind here around Riverside, California. All non-thunderstorm wind gusts right now. And we've been trying to get to FluStar all day. I don't know what's going on, but the server apparently is down. FluStar.com is down, and don't know why. We don't know why. And let's see, go back here. It says your connection is not private, FluStar.com. So, but we just checked and the server's not down, so we can't do a FluStar update this evening. There's a lot of watches and warnings here. Winter storm, winter weather advisories here from the upper Midwest into the Ohio Valley through tomorrow. That's because we have this area of low pressure here that is dropping down another clipper attendant to a warm front here. And this system here, south of Hudson's Bay, Canada, with a warm front, and we already see the warm air advective clouds coming in. It's mostly cloudy and 27 right now here in the weather center, and high pressure is basically in control. As we get through the night, here comes the snow through the upper Midwest here and to the northern plains and across the Great Lakes with the cold front and this area of low pressure here. And then this dives south, okay, as we get into tomorrow morning, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We have a lee side trough here across the Appalachians, warm air advection ahead of all of this. And this dives down into Illinois and Kentucky, and here we go. And by tomorrow afternoon, some of that snow on the wave of low pressure along that next cold front that's coming through tomorrow night and Monday is going to mean some snow for the Ohio River Valley area, western Pennsylvania, downwind the lakes here into upstate New York, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario here. And that low just comes the cold front here Sunday night through Monday. It's mostly dry. There could be some light snow across Pennsylvania into the Delmarva, southern New Jersey. This doesn't look too great. And then that waxes and wanes because we have convergence and confluence over the top here. So that dries us out. Here comes the next short wave now on Monday, diving down. Same scenario here. Diving down from the upper plains here, southern central Canada, into the upper Midwest, and that draws another warm air advective pattern here with more lake effect snow across Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, and downwind Maine, and Vermont and New Hampshire as well. Meanwhile, we have another system here in the Gulf around Texas and Louisiana providing some rain as that system gets exited out here. That was here, okay, over Texas, or that's our upper level low and surface wave here tonight over Arizona. And that gets shunted to the east on Monday night. Tuesday, here comes the next cold front again. And this is very strong high pressure, by the way, building into the northern and central southern plains. So the rain now scoots over to the coast of Florida and southern Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama here as we get into Tuesday. That cold front clears the New Jersey and the East Coast and then gets hung up in, frontolysis, basically weakening as it gets all the way into southern Florida, but they'll have some lingering rain showers around the region. And here comes that strong high pressure for Wednesday on a northerly flow, so the air mass is going to cool down. That will be in effect until Thursday, and on Friday here comes the next wave again over the Great Lakes area, drawing in more warmth ahead of it and then cold air behind it. And by the time we get to Saturday, that clears the coast once again, and we're back into the freeze. Days 1 through 7 from this Sunday, January 23rd to Sunday, January 30th. The heaviest precipitation is off the coast, according to the latest guidance here from the quantitative precipitation forecast, and over the Gulf too, as well over southern southeastern Texas and into the ocean here just south of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Florida too. But again, this is not really what you want to see if you really want a big storm here across the mid-Atlantic coast states or the Ohio River Valley with clippers. Let's start off with the European model guidance from 12Z. This morning we'll get into the 18Z here. Here's short waves in the polar flow. Here's our cutoff low over the desert southwest here. And should be loading faster. Okay, and we have some vorticity, but doesn't look tremendously good here as we get into Sunday night and Monday. So this flow pattern doesn't look good. It's cold with 528 thicknesses here, 534. So anything that did fall would be in the form of snow in the precipitation form. And here comes the ejecting of that upper level low over the desert southwest, as it mentioned, getting into Louisiana and then the deep south as we head into the week ahead. But this flow pattern is very progressive and looks very scatterbot in terms of vorticity. And again, I'm sensing that this guidance is just not showing any kind of phasing of these short waves because they're all out of phase. So, you know, you got one here in the polar branch, positively tilted, another one in the southern branch positively tilted as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. These are outrunning. The polar jet is outrunning the subtropical jet by multiple timescales here. And as the forecast as we get into Thursday is the vorticity now is off of the East Coast. This was here over the desert southwest. Follow me back here. And then now it gets out here. But again, here comes more shortwave energy in this flow here in the polar branch, which is running much faster than the subtropical branch. And here come these are cold fronts and short waves and cold fronts. And then we get into Friday and Saturday, and this looks interesting because we have some energy in the southern branch. It's not great, but we have a strong polar disturbance and jet structure here developing with our polar disturbance here. And it's still positive, but it's trying to bend it and turn it into somewhat of a neutral state on Friday afternoon and Saturday. This is on the European model guidance, and this would be almost neutrally tilted here as we get into Friday night and Saturday. But look at all of the vorticity is on the southern side here. And by the time anything were to develop here, once it goes positive to slightly negative on Saturday, and it remains positive on this model guidance through Saturday, and then out to sea it goes because it's followed in by a very strong Pacific jet structure here. And, you know, this NAO looks okay with high pressure neutral here over the prairies of Canada down through western United States, but the flow pattern is just not right. It's not right. So this short wave and this short wave do not meet, but they'll be out of the ocean for somebody, excuse me, but not for us. And then here comes another one in the polar flow on Sunday, January 30th, crossing the upper Midwest into, and then it dives down again. And here we go again. This is strong, very strong low pressure here. This is probably part of the polar vortex with an upper level low, part of that vortex at the tropospheric level here over Hudson's Bay, Canada. It's trying to turn this negatively tilted on Monday, the 31st, and I've been watching this would be a perfect indication of something developing here because we have convergence and confluence here, upper level divergence here, and upper level divergence here. And this is neutrally tilted, and by the time we get out to, let's say, Tuesday, February 1st, this signature here has me concerned because the ridge axis here looks okay, but we have to worry about this piece of energy rushing in off the west coast to disturb this because it's, you know, this should be here. This ridge axis should be actually over here. But it's not, according to the latest model guidance, and that means that this thing is going to whisk out of here, but do we have enough energy here to produce some kind of a snowstorm? Because we definitely have thicknesses here that would support some kind of a coastal storm here, and we just don't know, and it's trying to go negative. This energy here is trying to dive down and go negative, and we'll see if this here all makes sense to allow this here to become a coastal storm or a nor'easter. We'll see. And on this signature here, basically tells me that there's going to be, again, snow in this area, in the southern mid-Atlantic, and ice too. But not so sure about this yet for our region. It would be cold enough for snow if this actually does develop and this progresses east and we get convergence and confluence over the top and divergence and difluence underneath this with this. That would work out. But that all depends on this here. And it is quick moving, so, you know, we're not dealing with a lot of time here. Off the 12Z run, the 24-hour, what are we looking at? 24-hour snowfall totals here. So here comes that wave first for tonight into tomorrow across the upper Midwest into the Ohio River Valley with 1 to 2 inches of snow according to this, and then it dies down a little bit. Maybe into western Pennsylvania you get on Tuesday morning about 1 to 2 inches of snow, maybe a little bit here in northwestern New Jersey. It certainly would be cold enough for that, but that moves out and dies off, frontolysis. Here comes the next cold air pattern diving in from off the Great Lakes. So it's cold, plenty of chances for light precipitation. And we're talking like less than, an inch or a trace. Ocean snow, yeah, that's showing up again by Saturday, January 29th off of the New England coast here. That's showing up again. But other than that, our purpose here, and again, that ocean storm, again, is going to produce snow across Maine and portions northeast over Labrador. But this looks interesting because that would take us into Monday the 31st and Tuesday the 1st, and the model guidance from 12Z on the European is actually showing this to actually develop and spread snow across the region. Now this is until Tuesday morning. This is off the 12Z model guidance. The 18Z model guidance only goes out to 19 hours, and the 0Z model guidance 90 hours, and the 0Z model guidance isn't in yet. So we know something is going to pop here around February 1st or so, February 2nd, but we just don't know how much just yet. But the model is following this solution. And if I wanted to change that and look at the GFS, same kind of configuration here. It sees a little bit less across the northern areas here, and then lake effect snows coming down on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We get into Saturday the 29th, it sees a storm, and the GFS has been on this now for many trends here, and it sees a storm on Saturday producing quite a bit of snow across southern New Jersey. Again, we could be dealing with better than 6, 8, 10, 12 inches of snow in spots here, especially over the Virginias, the Carolinas here, and even into Delaware and southern New Jersey and southern New England. So we'll have to watch this. We'll have to watch this closely. And, you know, by the time we get into Monday, it's just an all-out war here with plenty of snow on the ground, according to the GFS model. But the other model guidance is really doing this. And then as we get into Tuesday, and it's got it earlier, this is faster on the GFS by a day than it is on the European model guidance. So I'm not going to go too much further ahead here. Honing in on the NCEP NAM 3 kilometer, 1 kilometer elevation reflectivity, here comes that snow and rain on the south side for Sunday night and Monday morning, actually tonight into Sunday morning. And then it shows that the NAM is showing that Sunday afternoon we could see some light snow getting into Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey, rain along the central coast down through the Delmarva. But so this is something to watch. I'm going to pay closely attention to this. Right now we don't have any watches, warnings, or advisories out for this. And I'll show you what the NAM is doing. And then by the time we get into Monday, January 24th, here comes the next wave coming in right behind Sunday night and Monday. First, let's go back. Let's go back here. So this is going to be Sunday night into Monday with the first wave. Here comes another short wave, and it does the same kind of thing where it starts out as rain and the column begins to cool and transitions back to snow in northern New Jersey, Connecticut, southeastern New York, the Hudson River Valley area. Look at all this rain here along the Gulf Coast too. This has me thinking. Closer up inspection over Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. This has me thinking that, yeah, snow could break out with this short wave coming in on Sunday afternoon across Mount Pocono, Allentown, Reading. It's raining in Philadelphia, and that changes over to snow too. And we get some light snow here in northwestern New Jersey, over Sussex County, Morristown, and Trenton, and Doylestown. And this would be for Sunday afternoon, closer to Sunday evening into Monday. And it's showing this on Doppler, and that goes out. And then the next wave comes in and showing that starting out on Monday night and Tuesday, starting out as rain, and then a burst of moderate snow again from Mount Pocono, Allentown down to Reading, and rain preceding this, and then changing rapidly over to snow again across northern New Jersey, Newark area, Caldwell, Trenton, Sussex, Mount Pocono. So this is an idea where the short waves can overperform. When we look at the NAM model guidance's total precipitation here, we're dealing with like 1/100th of an inch here in any of these two episodes here. Let's go back here. So I don't know. Seems like it might be in the air, but there definitely is not a lot of liquid equivalent. And 1 hour snowfall, well, again, you'd have to get into Sunday afternoon and evening into northwestern New Jersey. And again, we're talking light amounts here, like less than, you know, like a trace. And that goes out, and the next one comes in. And here we go again on Monday night and Tuesday morning. And again, these amounts are paltry. So if we took that the entirety of the snowfall off the NAM, even though the reflectivity shows it one way, this is what the total of snowfall looks like with both of these events here, both of these flippers here. You're dealing with a trace to less than an inch, and in some cases, maybe close to 1.5 to 2 inches over the Poconos. So again, this is a combination of the total of the two of these events, and we didn't get into the weekend yet. I don't have a problem with the snow, even though it be at light. Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, Monday morning, and then again later on Monday night into early Tuesday. The 925 millibar temperatures about 3,000 feet would support that, with another intrusion of cold air coming in fresh on Monday before the next storm system comes in, or clipper, I should say. I wouldn't call it a storm system. And so this would definitely support the snow, but again, there's not a lot of moisture, because if I looked at the, let's see if we can pull up temperatures here. Temperatures. Surface temperatures. Doesn't do the, well, let's do 2-meter temperature. So this would definitely support anything that comes down and from the sky on Sunday evening and Monday morning to be in the form of snow north and west here of the fall line under this kind of configuration. But at 925 millibars, that's where it matters, and certainly at 850 millibar temperatures at 5,000 feet. Again, this definitely supports frozen precipitation, ice nuclei, and snow under this domain that we're seeing here. But at the surface, that's a different story. 2-meter temperatures here. Let's rock and roll this into Sunday. And of course, it's above freezing in the city and south. So that's, anything that falls from the ground there isn't really going to stick. But as we get into Sunday evening, you see the temperatures are below freezing across all of the areas here in the darker pinks and magentas here. That would support something that comes down to stick to the ground, because it's been quite cold prior to that. So that makes sense. And then it just, by Monday, things really cool down enough that anything falls over northwestern New Jersey into the city, the Hudson River Valley, and also into portions of Connecticut, northeastern Pennsylvania, would bring light snow. Okay. So I'm not so much concerned about this as I am next weekend. I'll skip around a little bit tonight and do the National Weather Service's digital database. High temperatures here on Sunday will be in the upper 20s to the low and mid 30s. So that's pretty good under this warm air advective pattern. And then on Monday, temperatures again similar. Okay. By the time we get into Tuesday, they've already warmed up in the afternoon. This is on Tuesday, yes. And then on Wednesday, things chill down again after that blast of whatever comes in. And then we're back down into the low and mid 20s and around freezing or so, just about everywhere. And we go back into the tank again, and we remain there on Thursday, and definitely on Friday we start to warm up again, but that's going to change as well over next weekend. National Weather Service in Mount Holly on Sunday evening through 1 a.m. on Monday is noticing less than an inch of snow here across these areas here. So that makes sense given what we know. And the point forecast is even less than that, like a trace. So, and I don't think they're going to go much further than that. This is going to take us into Monday, and they're not talking about Monday night or Tuesday at this time yet. And the changeover of the winter precipitation type onset times across Mount Pocono down through 78 here west of Allentown, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's the onset time. Let's see what else we want to do. Ice accumulation, nope. Nope. So Right now we're focusing in on these clippers here, and then we'll worry about next weekend. Quickly looking at the teleconnections tonight, again, the North Atlantic Oscillation remains in a neutral state. It's expected to continue into a positive to somewhat neutral state here, depending on which model guidance you're using, the European high resolution or the EPS mean, which is a blend of all the European model guidance, and of course the GFS also following suit. So this doesn't really look good. It's okay, you know, North Atlantic Oscillation being positive, but we really would want it to be in the negative state, and it's not showing up here into February 7th on the model guidance. The Arctic Ice Oscillation doesn't look good either, other than providing a downward trend here to very cold air as we head into the first part of February. But again, this is a signal where you can have cold air, but you don't have precipitation. And the EPO, again, all over the place. PNA, so-so, not great. You'd want it to be here, not here. So this tells me that this signal here tells me that everything is still very too much progressive in the polar jet. Null Earth stratosphere here, right over the poles, you see it. The stratospheric warming event is weak here, and this polar vortex right over the top here of the circle is a perfect example of why this forecast might not work out so good. 70 millibars is a little bit stretched, but still, you need this or one of these lobes here to be here, at least here through Hudson's Bay, Canada, and we're not seeing that. And the 250 millibar jet structure here, well, at 250 millibars back down into the troposphere, we have portions of the polar vortex here in these lobes, but they remain north of Hudson's Bay, Canada. We got a lot of things going on. We got the Arctic air, polar air. Look at, I mean, this is crazy what's going on here. Like an omega block kind of off the west coast here, and cutoff low here in the desert southwest. This doesn't, and nothing here is making any rhyme or reason for anything major to happen here just yet. 500 millibar flow, this is an omega block. High pressure over low pressure, this is an omega block here. Off of the west coast and the Aleutian Islands here, here comes our upper level lows, and the flow pattern here is very, very strong. Notice the strength by the colorations here in our polar jet structure, outweighing our subtropical jet structure many times over. And if you don't have this to slow down, and if you don't slow this down, you can't eject disturbances in the subtropical branch to catch up to it. I mean, this is going to, all these short waves, anything inside of this flow is going to outlive or outperform and speed-wise move faster than anything in the subtropical jet to carry this, anything, turn it negative, slow it down, and turn into a major storm. But we're still waiting for that. These are the observations right now. So to me right now, it looks like Paltry shenanigans. Polar jet outpacing subtropical jet. Everything out of phase right now. We'll get back to you. For Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Garden State WX on Twitter. And of course, you can subscribe or like us on Facebook. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. We'll be back on Sunday with more details.